What's shaking, Chewy Nation? ChewbaccaLemma here, back with another Madden 19 Ultimate Team video, and we're about halfway through the NFL season, a little past, and I thought it would be fun to go ahead and put together the MVP, the most valuable players we've had in MUT so far. So we're going to do a little mid-season awards to the cards that are in the game, and basically which ones are the MVPs at each position. So we're going to go through every position outside of offensive line, but every other position we're going to go through and discuss why these cards are the most valuable player at their position at the halfway mark in the NFL season. I hope you guys do enjoy. If you do, a like would be appreciated. Let's go ahead and get into it. The mid-season awards are going to kick off with the quarterback, and it's clear, Michael Vick. He has to be the quarterback. I don't even have a number two. I guess you could make the case maybe Steve Young, maybe a Donovan McNabb, but he is by far the most popular quarterback in the game, maybe the most popular player in all of MUT, Michael Vick, and you see it. And if you know anything about thresholds, basically if they reach 80, throw accuracy short, 85 mid, 90 deep, they basically won't miss any throws, assuming you're not under pressure and such. He does not reach those. You're thinking this is not that good, but it's fairly easy with chemistries and with uniforms, with not even costing that much, to get him up to those thresholds. And just to show you just how ridiculous Vick can look, the Marksman 13 hooked me up with a lot of screenshots. He has Legends passing on his team. He's been crazy amounts of training for this, but this Michael Vick right here, 93 speed, the 95 throw power, you could get that higher if you're running the go deep, but he is absolutely incredible with the deep accuracy. He gets to 90, medium accuracy is at 85. He's absolutely incredible with that speed. There's no one like him for sure. He's incredible. So if you argue anybody but Michael Vick, I'd like to hear your opinion, but I think you could make the case that Michael Vick is the midseason winner for all players, by far the most popular quarterback in the game, Michael Vick. Running back time, easy choice, Ricky Williams. If you get him all the way up to level 60, he gets 91 speed. I have the sprinter, just the +1. I usually have the +2, so you can get up to 93. If you John Madden, you can get up to 94. You can do all these crazy boosts. If you're this maniac right here, I'm not sure whose this is. I believe he's running a Miami Dolphins team. He's got him up to 95 speed. Look at that. That's absolutely crazy. So most of you guys are not going to have a Ricky that looks like this, but you probably have one similar to the one I have, and he is absolutely crazy good, best running back in the game, and he'll be, the best running back in the game as long as he keeps getting upgrades. He'll be that for a while. Now you got the LaDainian Tomlinson, you got other running backs coming up on him, but he's still the best in my opinion, and he can do everything. So I would say that was pretty easy. Get yourself a Ricky Williams, and all you have to do is level up, so do it. Wide receiver time. There's many wide receivers that could make the list, but these are, to me, by far the two most popular wide receivers on everybody's team, and I'm going to go with Randy Moss. I do think the number one is a little bit ahead of Moss, but Randy Moss, he is absolutely crazy at 6'4", always one of the most popular wide receivers in the game. Still very popular, though now some other wide receivers maybe have taken his place. He's still on a lot of teams. He is very, very good. Very, very good. And let's see just how ridiculous he can be. 95 speed. I mean, this is just absolutely crazy. I don't even know how this is only a 93. He's absolutely amazing. Randy Moss, you can kim him up out of his mind and make him just completely overpowered. That is a very, very, very good card. I did not put Jerry Rice here. I know a lot of people do have Jerry Rice. You could make the case that he should be here as well, maybe as number 2 or number 3. It's definitely some argument, but number one is pretty easy. Number 1, Tyreek Hill. Some version of Tyreek Hill is pretty much on every single team. You see my Tyreek Hill at 94. Very easy. Should be at 95. Usually he is. John Madden, get him up to 96. If you run Chiefs theme, I don't think you can get him up to 99 because I don't think you have enough players to get sprinter. But you can. I believe I've seen him up at 98 speed. So if you're running a Chiefs theme team, he actually could be pretty glitchy because he's going to be way faster than pretty much everybody else on the field. He is pretty much, I mean, this is one of the easier choices. Tyreek Hill, he has been one of the most popular players in MUT all year, and he deserves to be the number 1 wide receiver for the MUT Midseason Award. Well done, Tyreek. I'm sure this means a lot. Next up, tight end. Tight end was kind of interesting. I mean, there wasn't really many great choices, I thought, that were, I don't want to, go after like the crazy expensive cards. I thought this Tyler Eifert was a pretty good choice. He's 6'6", he's a great red zone target, really nice catch in traffic, spec catch for an 87 overall. I say this card is very, very good. Tyler Eifert overall, you see on a decent amount of teams. Tight ends are not as obvious, I think, as wide receivers, running backs, quarterback. It's not as easy to pick. So definitely let me know if you think there was a more deserving player to win the midseason award for tight end. But I'm going to go with Tyler Eifert, and the flashback one I think is the most popular one, even though he does have a better card just based on price. He's pretty cheap and can do really, really well in the red zone. So Tyler Eifert. Moving on to defense, we're going to start with the defensive line. We're going to start with a left end. And yes, I am a Texans fan, so maybe this is a little biased, but not really. It's the only Texans player on the entire squad of midseason awards is J.J. Watt. Now, partially, it's nice to see, part of me is saying, like, it's nice to have J.J. be one of the best players in the game, because he hasn't been like that. He just hasn't played as well as you would hope he would play, but this year has been the exception. He has played lights out. He is fantastic with 80 catching, somewhere around there, so he's a fantastic spy. He picks it off so much. If you're using him as a spy, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but he not only is a great spy, he has fantastic pass rushing abilities. He really can do it all. The only knock, of course, is the speed on JJ, but he's just lights out. I've used him pretty much all year, and I think a lot of the top players say JJ is really that good. You may have the lower overall JJ Watt, just the 89. You may have the Gatorade one. You may have him all the way powered up like myself, but he is a goon, and I think deserving of the midseason award for left end. All right, defensive tackle. Defensive tackle was really tough for me. I'm going to go with Snacks, Damon Harrison. There's a lot of reasons why I'm going this route. He's more of a 3-4 guy, of course. I think John Randall, any of the John Randalls could fit in here if you're more of a 4-3 guy. But Damon Harrison, with that size at 350, he's a great salary cap player. The lower overall, he has a power up, so you could put like the 80 overall Damon Harrison in there. At 350, he's still a big guy, hard to move. Just as the whole power up and all of his cards, because of his size, just make him a very, very good player. And I think, one of the more popular defensive tackles because of that size, especially at D tackle. And I know some people might say, like, Mean Joe Green. Of course, he's the best defensive tackle, but I'm not giving it to the best players. That's easy to name the best players. I'm giving it to the most popular, the ones that are really, really good based on their price. A lot of factors in Damon Harrison is fits all of that, checks all those boxes, and he is deserving for sure. He gets the defensive tackle award. Moving on to right end, another pretty easy choice here. I have Jabaal Sheard. I have the diamond one here. Jabaal Sheard as a whole he's been amazing, and he's going to get a heavyweight card soon, so that's pretty awesome. But he does have the diamond right now, and a lot of people would say this card is amazing. I think he's by far the most popular right end in the game, and then he's going to get a new card, and people are going to use that one as well. But if you're using this diamond Jabaal Sheard, or even a lower Jabaal Sheard, but especially the diamond, as a lot of people are, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He's a beast. He's an absolute goon with that crazy high finesse move, great block shed. He's amazing, and he is very deserving. So Jabaal Sheard at right end. Left outside linebacker. Now, I've went through a lot of different players here. I was kind of down to two. I was either Justin Houston or Ted Hendricks, and I decided to go with Justin Houston because he has really a lot of pros have used him in salary cap. He's a very popular player there, and you can see the attributes back it up. You see these stats. It's really, really good. He also has a flashback card, which you could use as well if you want just a little bit better. Justin Houston. He also has all the checks for traits, a beast, and has all the traits. He's a goon, and it's nice to have a good Justin Houston. Whenever he comes out in MUT, he's always like, wow, that card looks really good, but he's always too expensive. Really not that expensive right now, so if you're starting out in MUT and you want a great pass rusher, definitely Justin Houston should be one of those options for the price. You really can't argue with that. 87, he's like 35, 40K right now, so it's that definitely plays a role in my choice over Hendricks, though Hendricks definitely could make a case because his 90 is only 100K, and at 6'6", he could be there, of course, but I like Justin Houston. Next up, right outside linebacker, and this is another easy choice. We're going to go ahead and give it to Lawrence Taylor, LT. I don't know how this is a 92. You see other ones and you see, like that doesn't look like a 92. That doesn't look like a 94, Bobby Bell. Like, I don't understand it. This one, I don't know how it's a 92 because it looks better than a 92. It looks like, I mean, from EA's standard, this looks like a 93, a 94 to me, maybe even higher based on how they do their ratings. LT is the best pass rusher in the game, and that pains me to say that because I have Clowney over there, but he's better than Clowney. You can see his cap is 67 stock. Clowney's, I think, is like close to 60, 58. I have the situational pass rusher on him, but EA knows how good this card is. He is a goon, and just to show you just how goony he is, the marksman sent me this screenshot of his LaDainian Tomlinson, wrong LT, Lawrence Taylor, and you can see it's just absolutely incredible what you can do with LT. He's the best pass rusher in the game, and for the price, like, he's not overly that expensive. I think he's one of the most popular players. He's a beast. Maybe the best player in my, honestly. Maybe not. Maybe the next guy is. Next up, another easy choice at middle linebacker, Ryan Shazier. Now, again, usually I have this at 92 speed, but he has 90 speed. A lot of people have Ryan Shazier. You see him especially when you keep playing, like, you get him by playing. So you're gonna get Ryan Shazier, and he's so much better than every other linebacker in the game. He's still, now, I mean, he's been out for a while. He's still clearly better than everybody, and that's the same thing with Ricky. Why everybody uses Shazier, you got him, you might as well use him. And that is exactly what everybody does because he is that good. You can fly all over the field. You can cover every route. It's just absolutely amazing how good this card is, and probably is the best card in MUT. As MUT Master, I guess that maybe should be the case, but he just takes away so many things that nobody else can do, at least at a linebacker position. So Ryan Shazier, easy choice. He gets the most valuable player midseason award for middle linebacker. At free safety, we got ourselves a Sean Taylor. Sean Taylor, I personally have not used this year. I've been using the Honey Badger, of course, as a Texan fan, and my Honey Badger right now is not complete because I sold the one, and now I'm going to use training because I'll have him all year to get the limited time one now that we can do that. But Sean Taylor, in my opinion, with the size, his zone, his hit power, again, his speed, he has it all. And you really, at a 90 overall, it's hard for me to even say that the Honey Badger is better than Sean Taylor. I actually don't know if he is. Maybe the newest one, of course, but this card is absolutely crazy, and if you want to see just how crazy he is, let's go ahead and show you what the marksman has done with Sean Taylor, and you'll see that this is absolutely ridiculous. This Legends passing Kim, just that +1 speed along with John Madden boost and everything else. It's Redskins boost. He has a lot of Redskins Kim there, so it is absolutely ridiculous how good Sean Taylor is. He is a goon, one of the best safeties to ever play. What a beast. Moving on to strong safety. Strong safety might get a little bit of slack for this. You're thinking like maybe Ed Reed. You're thinking, these top safeties. I'm going to go with Troy Apke. Like who? Yes, Troy Apke. 70 overall with 87 speed. 6'2". Now, the reason I'm going with Troy Apke because, one, salary cap. He's on every salary cap team. So that's obviously, I mean, if you think of like MVP, the best player at his position based on all the factors that, salary cap, based on price, these 500 coins, based on everything you put together. Obviously, the stats matter as well. He is an absolute stud. And if you are starting out, especially starting out, or, if you're playing just like you want to use somebody else to use her, you want to let Shaz do his thing. Troy Apke is still one of the best users in the game with that 87 speed. That's no slouch. That's pretty fast for a user. It's definitely not, it's obviously not quite as good as some other guys now as there's more cards coming out, but I gotta say, this Troy Apke, he has been a beast. A lot of people use him, especially in cap. You don't see him too much anymore in regular MUT, but throughout the course of MUT so far, we've seen him a lot. So I'm giving it to Troy Apke. Show some Apke love. And we're gonna finally finish up with corners. And this is, I'm not really sure which one is 1, which one is 2. I do think you could make the case that the other one should be number 2, just based on price. I'm gonna give it to Casey Hayward, number 2. I think you could make the case he is number 1 because he is so cheap based on what you're getting. Absolute stud. You see what he looks like. Just, you're like, 86 speed. I mean, depends on how you use him. I don't really think that's too big a deal. Obviously, he could still get burnt by, if you have a plus 10 advantage with Tyreek Hill, that could be a problem. But Casey Hayward is a beast. And shout out to Blake How, I believe was his name, _. I just searched on Twitter to try to see if somebody had a ridiculously kimmed up Hayward. I actually came across it. So he doesn't even know that I came across his Hayward, but you see what he did with his Packers theme team, just making Hayward's completely just amazing 95 overall. So shout out to him. I know others have done this as well. It's the first one I came across. So Hayward, you could be number one. He's still a beast. He's cheap. If you're wanting a good corner, a great corner for a good price, Hayward is your man. And finally, we're going to give it to Deion. Why not? Prime time. Now, the knock on prime time is his price, though people are getting these Legends pack now, so I think we'll see a nice reduction in that price. But at $500K, it's hard to say like he's, the MVP because he's just so expensive. So a lot of people are priced out of him, but I still think he is used so much that you could still make the case that he should be on this list, because if you have coins, you're like, I need a Deion. Like, that's like definitely what people are saying. You need a Deion and you need a Vick. Those are your two guys. Deion is more expensive, obviously twice as expensive, I think about, but he's his absolute beast. 93 speed stock. You see the man, you see the zone. I know maybe his block shed isn't as good, but especially if you're manning him up, he's going to fly in there and still play the run pretty well with that speed. And just for kicks, maybe this is partly why I wanted to end with it. We got a screenshot of courtesy of the Marksman showing just how ridiculous Deion looks with Redskins Kim, Legends passing, and Sprinter. 99 speed, 96 excel. That 99 man with 99 zone. Holy smokes. You can also see him as a punt returner, just seeing all those other stats as well. It is absolutely amazing how good this Deion is. It's the best, probably the best card overall if you kim it all the way up. You could probably LT, you could make the case as well. Depends on what you prioritize, but he's absolutely amazing. So I gotta put him number one just because of how ridiculous that screenshot looks. And obviously, even stock, even before you power him up and everything, he's a goon, and I think he's deserving of the best corner. Midseason MVP goes to Deion Sanders. So that's my list. That's my mid-season awards. Now, of course, it wasn't just the best players. There's players that you're like, yeah, these players are better. Maybe Calvin Johnson at wide receiver, but he's just so expensive, and what you're getting for him, I just don't think is worth it. Same with Mean Joe. Same with, a lot of players. Deion, I do think is worth it. So that's kind of how I ranked them and why they are where they are, why I put the people on the list that I did. So let me know what you guys think of the list. If I missed anybody, if you think other people should have won these awards. I mean, it's final. I mean, I said it, so congratulations to all the people who won. I'm sure they're very excited about getting these awards that don't mean a thing. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. That's all I got. ChewbaccaLemma out.